Hi my babies, how are you? It's your girl Hazel Dior back with another video. As you can see in the title, this video is going to be my most embarrassing slash crazy moments as an escort. So we finna get right into this video. In my earlier escort days slash transitioning, when I first started transitioning also, um, this guy had hit me up from my ad, and he was like, hey, I'm looking for a dominant girl. I want you to dress like an alpha male. I want you to wear blue jeans, some tennis shoes, a hat. Like, I don't want nothing feminine on you. I want you to look straight butch, like a man. And I was like, that's not really my style. But I'm like, you know what? I'll do the shit. Whatever, for the coin. He was like, also, I want you to fill as much pee, as you can into a water bottle or a jug. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So he was like, I'll give you 1 hour so that way you can collect a lot of piss in a jug, which is I was only able to get like a regular water bottle size. So when I opened the door for him, he looked at me funny as fuck like I was a ghost. And I'm like, are you okay? He was like, yeah. So we walked upstairs to my apartment, and he walked inside, and he just looking around and shit. And I'm like, is everything okay? He was like, yeah, are you the person in the picture? I'm like, don't I look like well, not really. I'm like, yes, I'm the person in the picture, but didn't you want a bitch to dress like a nigga? And he didn't say shit. So I'm just already like, what the fuck? But I'm like, anyway, your piss bottle is right there. And he was like, a piss bottle? I'm like, yeah, you wanted me to pee in the bottle, remember? He was like, oh no, I didn't. I wasn't talking about you peeing in the bottle. I wanted you to like pee on me or something. I'm like, that's not what you said. Sorry, y'all, I'm at work. And I'm like, that's not what you said. And I'm just already like, this is not gonna work. I'm like, I feel like you making a mockery of me. You knew I was trans. You just wanted me to dress up like a nigga, to play games with me, to sit there and have a bottle full of piss just laying on my motherfucking counter. Like, this is somewhere that shit. So he was like, I'm not interested. You're not the person in the picture, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I am the person in the motherfucking picture. I put my ad and everything. I said, didn't you wanted me to dress like a nigga? I said, I had to tie my motherfucking hair up in a bun and put the hat on and make it look like I don't even have hair. No earrings, no nothing. Just a dry, bare face. Blue jeans, a big ass nigga shirt. Like, I was looking straight butch and I was uncomfortable as fuck. Mind you, not only was I dressed like a man, I was talking kind of like a thug. Trying to anyway, because anybody that know me, I don't even give it up like that. Trying to walk kind of butch. It was some embarrassing, weak ass shit. I said, bitch, don't ever in your fucking life do no shit like that. Coin or not. Don't ever. And not only, it didn't even work out because this dude played me like he was trying to embarrass me, basically. I'm like, bitch, never. On to the next story. Me and my trans mother took a little trip to another city one time a few months ago. And it was later at night. This guy hit me up on my ad. He was like, hey, I want CarPlay. I was like, okay, cool. So I went out there, got in his car, got my coin, and we pulled up to the building across the street. and he wanted some head. He wanted some gawk. So, I went ahead and went down up on it. I had a bunch of pizza that mother had bought previously, like not too long before. A lot of pizza. He was a trade light skinned, big thick ass dick, like big thick long ass dick, and it had a curve at the tip. So I went all the way down trying to deep throat this big ass dick, and it just keep hitting the back of my throat because he throat fucking me too at the same time. And I'm like, okay, sweetie, this gonna get a little messy. Not thinking it was gonna get as messy as it did. He was like, oh yeah, I like that wet shit. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, okay. So as it keep hitting my windpipe, I felt that I can feel the pizza coming up. And he kept going and going and going. Baby, why I threw up all over this man. His lap area, his dick, his whole seat, the floor. Baby, even got on the pedal, the gas pedal, brakes, the clutch, bitch, every motherfucking where. I thought I had stopped, and he was like, keep going, and I'm like, oh, so he aware. So I thought. So I'm just keep on going, and I'm like, the smell of the throw up is just making me throw up again and again. I threw up 3 times. Not just a little bit, like a massive amount, like the bitch off The Exorcist that just went crazy. Just just all over this man. And I know this is nasty, and I don't even care to even really share some shit like this, but I want to give my fans and my followers the real and what's going on in my life. And I'm one of the cleanest bitches that you can ever fucking be around. Like on some real ass shit, I'm one of the most cleanest, smelling good, freshest like type of bitches there is. We all have a little slip up every now and every here and there, but we learn from our mistakes. So I threw up on about 3 times. It's everywhere. And it got to the point where it was flooding. It was a huge puddle coming up to his dick. Like it was all over. I'm talking about if he lift up his behind, it'd be a huge ass puddle. It was covering his ass and everything. Like he had to take off his, I'm pretty sure he had to throw away his what the fuck did this nigga have on? His jogging pants and boxers, like he had to take it all off type shit. Well, I mean, no, he had his pants down, but it still got on him though. But he had to throw that shit. He had to use that shit to wipe up. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I said, baby, go to the hotel. It was right across the street. I went in there, grabbed a whole bunch of towels. Of course, they're all white towels. Just grabbed as much up as I can, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, I'm so sorry, because I didn't want this man to trip on me and try to hurt me or anything. So I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll make it up to you. We can go in my room and you can fuck me. He was like, okay, I can do that. So he came in my room, put it in me, fucked me. The whole time, like I said, I ate a bunch of pizza before, and I'm just like, oh my God, what does that smell like? It's just horrendous. And I'm like, oh my God, I am painting this man. As he is fucking me, I am literally painting all over him. I'm like, this is a hot, shitty ass mess. And I couldn't even apologize no more. I'm like, you know what, babe? Like, I had to block this man awesome shit. That was my fault. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. But let's move on to the next story. So, okay, I gave y'all that one and that one. Okay, so this one is not embarrassing. This is crazy. Assault. So, when I went to my trip in Miami about 2 months ago, um, this guy had hit me up on my ad, and he came through. He was a fine Italian man, fine as fuck, 100% my type. He was able to get me up and everything. Everything was going good. Like, I was having an amazing time. And then when he put it in me to fuck me, honey, he was going, he was thrusting very hardly, aggressively. Like, I'm like, sweetie, you gotta calm down. Like, slow down. Like, take it out for a bit. Let my hole adjust to your dick. Because he had a pretty nice sized dick. And I'm like, baby, hold on, it's hurting me. So I'm trying to push him out. He slammed his dick into my pussy and threw my hands back over my head and just like pinned them down and just literally fucking me down. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, sweetie, like, no, stop. Like, seriously, you have to stop. Like, you're hurting me. And I can feel that I'm bleeding and everything. Like, you have to stop. And he was like, no, you're going to take this. You're going to take this. This Italian man told me that. He was like, you're going to take this. Like, and he just kept fucking me. And you know what? I just gave in. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even, this is going to escalate to something bigger. So I just literally gave in and just let him finish fucking me down till he got his nut off. And that was it. But the main key to this story is he really forced himself on to me. He did no means no, and he kept going. No, I didn't exactly scream at him and all of that, but I was pushing at him with a good amount of force, hey, like, stop, like, seriously. I wasn't even talking in my little sweet voice. I was like, hey, you gotta, like, cut this shit ASAP. Like, we gotta stop. Like, this is really hurting me. He didn't even take on to that, to what I said then. He just kept really going, like, oh no, like, you finna get this, like, and he just kept on going until he came. And I'm just like, oh my God, these men are so hungry. Bitch, on to the next story. So, this next story, this man had hit me up. He was like, I want an out call. I was like, okay, I can do that. It was about 1 something in the morning. So he was texting me consistently as I'm on my way to him and all that. I end up getting to him, and I was like, I'm here. And he was like, okay, you can come up to the front door, and you can just twist the knob and, open the door and come in. I was like, okay. But when I got up to his front door, I'm like, I ain't finna do all that. I don't like twisting people's knobs. Like, bitch, you here, open the door so I can see your face. I'm not finna just walk in your house and, no. So I told him to, come out. I'm here. And that bitch did not text me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I stayed out there for like 2 minutes before I went back to the car. So as I went back to the car, I seen this man across the street kind of just staring. I'm like, damn, you nosy as fuck. Like, bitch, take your ass in the house. I'm in the car waiting up like 5 minutes, looking through the rearview mirror as I'm waiting and looking at the front, make sure, see if he come out like, nigga, what is you doing? So I'm like, you know what, fuck this. This is about 7 minutes altogether. I bagged up. I see the man just pacing back and forth in his driveway. He don't have no shoes, no socks on, no shirt. He was just on his phone. So I'm just driving up the street. But he just staring at me too the whole time, just like trying to like ID me, like he's trying to see like what I look like or something. I get up the street, I get a text. He like, where you going? Come back. And I went back, and he's still not responding when I went back. And I'm like, wait a minute, this something ain't right here. So I put two and two together. I started thinking. I'm like, wait a minute, this nigga is across the street. Just keep staring back and forth. You're texting on your phone as well. You keep looking. I'm like, what if he sent me to the wrong house just to play tricks on bitches? So he can try to see if this really me, or so he can have me knock at the wrong person door so I can get embarrassed, or some bullshit. You never know how these niggas think. They be doing some fucked up ass shit. And I'm like, sweetie, I'm like, is this you across the street? Why the man, he didn't even respond back or nothing. He just kind of like walked to it and walked to like he finna go inside of the house. But he didn't even go in the house. He just kind of like against the porch as if I was finna come over there. And I'm like, oh, hell no, let me go. So I left, and he like, where you going? And I was like, bitch, I knew that was you across the motherfucking street. You lucky. Bitch, I don't come and run you the fuck over. And I'm like, that's that bitch playing games on me. And I was like, this don't make no fucking sense. So now, if you want me to come to you, baby, you gotta send a deposit through Cash App or Chime or however. But I'm never gonna come to a bitch if you don't send me my donation. Because this is ridiculous. Bitches is really taking chances out here, and you niggas is out here playing games. Like, who the fuck does that? You wasting bitches' time, energy, all types of shit, and you a grown ass man playing games like that? I was like, oh hell fucking no. Mm-mm. But I'm trying to think of one more story. Oh, okay. So, this guy I had met up with a couple times, he is fine as hell. Like, he got blue eyes, he got a nice thick beard. He a white alpha male, white country, jock style, 100% my type. And he was like, let's meet up at a school or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't really do this shit, but I'll do it for you. But the school was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But I trusted him. He was trustworthy. I met up with him several times. The school was out in the middle of nowhere. And he was like, let's go in the back of the school, which the back of the school is the woods. Yes, it's the fucking woods, bitch. So we literally walked out into the woods. He got his blanket in his hand. He laid it down on the grass, and while we literally fucked in the grass, in the woods, at 3 a.m. Yikes, I know. That's some shit I am embarrassed about, but it is what it is. I mean, it happened already. I'm just sharing my stories with you guys, so you can take from it what you want. But I literally fucked in the woods. Got fucked in the woods. Yes. crazy story, right? Um, he was so fucking fine. Baby, I couldn't say no to him. He just, I just let him own me at this point. In a certain, I don't know how y'all thinking, how y'all taking that, but I'm saying I just let him own his pussy. That's what I mean. So yeah, I did it. I was like, shit, it is what it is. I mean, I wouldn't do that with anyone else and I wouldn't do no shit like that now. I'm just saying that it has happened. So if you guys enjoyed my um, little video, I mean stories that I just gave to you guys, please like and comment and subscribe to my channel. Don't be stingy. You can subscribe to my channel. You know you fucks with Hazel Dior. But thank you, babes, for watching my video. I very, very much appreciate it. And I fucking love you. And I will be back with more gaggers. Love you. Bye.